me?
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Good morning, folks, or actually good evening for that matter.
Yeah,
All you
good
football
morning.
fans, what's up? So this is part 2 of the Cine-Men movie podcast is presenting anime bonus features. Tokyo Revengers, we're coming back to it. It wasn't enough to get it in one series. We had to do 2 because this is a great series, man. If you haven't caught on, if you like anime, catch on.
Fantastic.
Exactly. My name's Ed. You might know me from the main series. This right here is Ernie. Debuted last week. Known for a long time. So, yeah, definitely good talks with him. As
Back
well as
again.
last was awesome. And yes,
Back at it again.
With the white vans, though.
Back
No,
at
I'm
it again.
All right,
so
man.
let's dive in it.
So if you want to reach any of us, you can go ahead and go to the facebook.com/the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. You can find that right here. The Instagram, all one word, the Cine-Men Movie Podcast, as well as the Twitter is the Cine-Men Movie 405. If you ever want to go ahead and hit an email up at any of us, basically the email is cinemen921@gmail.com. Go ahead and hit any of those links up. Give us a like, comment, shout out something, email us. We love it all. Simple as that. So, yeah, like you were about to say, let's dive on into this thing, man. So, we left off about, we're at episode, 12 or something like that?
Yeah, around there. It's where, you practically have Baji jump ships. You
Yep.
know, he disowns Toman and he goes with Valhalla.
Yep.
Wasn't expected at all. One of the
No.
founding members of Toman.
Yeah, one of the founding members,
So
one
he's
of
got-
the chiefs and all that. So, I mean, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, he's got close ties for sure to the main members, especially Mikey and them.
Yeah.
Crazy. He jumps over for personal reasons. Man, beats the shit out of Chifuyu, and now you have an all-out war with Valhalla and Tokyo Manji Gang Toman. Man, it puts us to the Halloween fight, right?
Yes.
Or is it the December?
Well, no, because
where
we're
they
in
fought in the
September.
junkyard. Where is it where they fought in the junkyard?
October 30th.
That
October
one.
30th.
That's what
So,
we need to get to. That's what we need to talk about.
So, we gone from the August 3rd fight. Now we're going basically to the October 30th fight. Huge fight. Valhalla, Tokyo Manji, beefing hardcore up to this point. What Tokyo Manji gang had like 150 strong or something like that.
Valhalla was about 300.
Exactly. So it's 2-1, man. It is hardcore odds.
Oh.
I mean, everybody's got to stay straight and everybody's got to hold their own weight. It's
that
simple
fucking
as that.
fight between Hanma and Draken.
Man,
that shit that's like watching the two seniors go at it. Like if they go at it, they're gonna tear up the cafeteria.
Man, it's crazy because literally it's just both of them are very high-powered individual.
Yeah, they're like equal. They're equals.
Pretty much. And I mean, like both of them are showed even almost to Mikey's point at this level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're almost there.
Yeah.
But just not quite. He's got a couple little tricks that they just aren't quite there at. But they are, like you said, they're on par with each other. They are literally just going at it. And I mean, Draken's got to go through a gang of guys. I mean, like
to even
5,
get to
10 guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he's
not
a beast.
fair, but it is what it is. He's the enforcer kind of guy. He don't care. He's gonna go through any and everybody to get to you. Simple as that. So we go through a lot of this beef. It's not really filler, but it is kind of like everybody's fighting, chaos going all around everywhere. It's in the junkyard, like you just said. And we come up to kind of the main beef of it all. Mikey, for that matter, big part in this. Mikey had a brother, and basically, Mikey was riding on a little moped kind of deal, and everybody else was on like a decent little bike and all that. Not hardcore, but decent bikes.
Right.
And they were like, it's kind of embarrassing because our leader has this bitch ass moped. Why? So let's go get him.
Let's
So
go find one. Let's go fucking
exactly.
bust a lick, is what
I
they
mean,
say.
exactly.
They man, they went out. They thought they had a good catch. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah,
studied the guy. They saw the bike. They wanted it. They're delinquents. They're
yeah.
gonna do what
And
they're
I
gonna
mean,
do.
they knew what they were after. It's simple as that. They knew where to find it,
Unfortunately,
but it's just getting it. So they had it and all that. They were literally about to make off with it, but the guy came in and is like, "What the hell?" And basically, yeah, gets whacked over the head, and
gets
it's
killed.
not it's not a knockout blow. It's a death blow. Well, big scene. It goes
Bad.
on
It
that
was
a
it was
lot
pretty.
of
It was pretty. It's pretty intense to watch because you kind of you don't know, but you know because the way how it's setting it up, you're like,
uh-huh.
oh shit, that guy is. Oh shit, Mikey's
Someone
brother.
knows him.
Mikey's
Someone
brother.
knows him.
It's Mikey's
Exactly.
brother.
Exactly. Huge part, and Kazutora laid that death blow, that killing blow. So,
Ex Tomon gang leader too.
yeah, yeah, and I mean that's the thing because there's a lot to this. Kazutora is the cousin of Baji, and so Kazutora kind of goes crazy after that when he's taken to jail because he's like, it's Mikey's fault. It's Mikey's fault. It's Mikey's fault. It's like, okay, but you're the one who did it.
Fixated. He became fixated.
Exactly. He was so focused on that one thing of it's not my fault, it's his fault. Well, it goes on years later, and everything is going on with Baji, everything's going on with Mikey and the Valhalla and Tokyo Manji gang,
What's that
and
noise? Get up. Sorry.
basically, oh, you're good. Basically, with this whole entire fight, the beef of it is Baji and Mikey, with Kazutora on the side of Baji, or at least with Valhalla for that matter. And Mikey's doing nothing but going straight after Kazutora. Baji knows that, so he's protecting him. He's like, I don't know
Killed
if I
his
can whoop his
brother. He
ass,
killed his brother.
but yeah, and that's the thing, he's like, I'm just protecting my cousin and now part of my gang. I understand your beef, but at the same time, it's just a lot of emotions, a lot of deep connections with each other, and it's something that just gone wrong.
Yeah.
Uh, Mikey doesn't believe Baji's betrayed him, but he's just like, if you're going to stand in my way, you know who I am. I'm going through
He's
you.
still he's still even though he's done what he's done, like for example, beat the living hell out of Chifuyu as vice captain,
Yep.
switch sides, Mikey
Yep.
still wants him back because he doesn't understand.
Like, you're my boy.
He's not giving up. He's not giving up to the
Nope.
point where I mean this fight was a big fight. It's one of the greatest fights I've ever seen in an anime, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gave me the most goosebumps I've ever had on my forearms, comparable to when Naruto lets Kurama unleash at full power when he breaks the seal.
Mhm.
The same goosebumps. I can compare the same goosebumps.
It's even
Um,
kind of that same intensity level as,
oh
like a Frieza to Goku back in the
man, that
Saiyan
fight,
saga.
yeah. That fight was
It's a
just
lot of intensity.
intense. It was insane. Um, Several episodes. It lasted two, and it was well worth it. But
Oh yeah,
if you remember, Mikey shut down.
he did.
He shut down,
He did.
and Toman was getting their asses handed. They
Oh
were
yeah,
getting their asses. Draken was too busy. He couldn't
yeah.
come in and save anyone. He was too busy with Hanma. Too
And
busy. One of the biggest moments in Tokyo Revengers for me is when you remember Takamichi has been nothing throughout the series, and I know you're you know what I'm about to say.
yep,
You remember
yep,
he fucking did a war cry.
yeah.
He did a war cry, and I think he got down. He
If I'm not
popped out.
mistaken, yeah, a couple
He
of them, yeah.
he popped up. He popped up. He rose up. He stood up to the ground and he did a war cry. He yelled out for his comrades and he started getting down.
Yep. And I
Everybody's
mean,
seen Takamichi. If Takamichi's getting down and he's the only one that's like pouring out this hard, it was pretty much like a
it
war
was
call,
basically a second win for everybody
for
because they're just
everyone.
like the
It
newbie.
it turned the element of the fight. It switched
Mhm.
sides, man.
It
I
did.
think it woke up Mikey.
It did.
It
Because
snapped Mikey
literally,
out.
yeah, he kind of got out of that trance in a way, as well as even Draken was kind of just like, okay, and that's part of why I think it was the best thing for them to take Takamichi in for that because literally, like, if they didn't, they would have lost that fight. They would have lost a lot more,
Oh
and
man,
it's crazy because this one kid,
yeah. If you oh wow, I've never really looked at it that way. Yeah, this
because I
guy
mean,
has made a huge change in the Toman. Like
oh yeah,
Draken would be dead.
yep,
You know,
Mikey would, I
Mikey
mean,
would for sure be dead at that fight. He
yep,
kept taking those hits to the
yep,
head. I
yep.
mean, you're
Dude,
human.
I don't understand how, like, man, I know it's anime and I know it's just a cartoon and all that,
He was getting hit
but
hard, man, and
dude,
he took and he. But I think he's known for having a hard head too, right?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, hard head, hardcore feet, simple as that, and
Fucking
fists to go.
missile kicks is what they call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we get down the line and basically with this, you go along to that beef part of the fight, and with Mikey, he's mainly with Kazutora. He's beefed with him. So literally with that, with Kazutora, Kazutora is like got all these other people to help be in between him and everything else because he wants to be protected, but at the same time he's goading Mikey. He's like, yeah, you can't get to me because I'm protected as well. As well as there's all these little things that happen. And then the biggest twist in that episode had to be when Kazutora stabs Baji.
I don't get it. Like, and well,
Oh, man, I mean
why? What was
that
the reason behind it again? Because he was about to kill. No, he.
it was
Well,
kind of just his insanity going towards him because he literally
it
just kind of
was his fixation towards Mikey too, in a way, because he knew that would drive Mikey,
crazy
worse, crazy, yeah,
because
to
he
the
knew
brink
how
of,
he felt to Baji.
yeah, yeah.
Because he knew, like, I'm done with you. Like, I just want to finish my beef with you. But your cousin over here is still my guy. Like, I'm just not wanting him to be doing this wrong
That's
stuff and
right.
come back home,
Kazutoro
basically.
stabbed Baji.
And I mean, that lasted for what seemed like an hour. And I know it was only like probably 30 seconds at most,
Oh,
but
it
man,
was
it was just
crazy.
like, are you serious kind of thing? To where, when it was finally like pulled out, Baji just starts going nuts and starts whooping ass. And you're just like, oh, okay. And, he's basically like telling Takamichi, like, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. You know, good to go. Kind of shit. And it's just like, oh, okay. So,
Which obviously he wasn't.
and it's kind of like, okay, so you didn't get stabbed, but I seen the blade go in. So, you're kind of like, how the hell is he working like this? Like, that's got to be painful.
No, yeah, lost a
You
lot of blood.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, it goes on in that episode. Takamichi tries to go and protect Mikey. Draken tries to get to Mikey. Baji doesn't, but kind of drops hints for a couple of the Tokyo Manji gang to be like, hey, you might want to do something because yeah.
Let's
But it
not
goes.
forget. Let's not forget Teta Kisaki.
Yep, Kisaki.
He
Kisaki.
had a huge role in this fight, and
He had a
he.
huge role in this entire series,
Oh
literally.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man, he's.
Which
I dislike the guy, to be honest. I don't know why. They did a very good job of not wanting to like the guy. I definitely don't like. Was he in
He's
your top 5? Definitely
no,
not. No, and
no.
I mean, he could be, but
Hmm.
I just don't like him. I
He's
don't
in my
like him.
top 4. He's in my top 5 pieces of shit, and
Yeah.
that's
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh, maybe 2 or 1. You know.
He's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kisa Key, but no. So Kisa Key, who is he? He's a glasses wearing guy. He's got this spiky blonde hair. He's kind of one of the
He's driven.
yeah, he's very driven. Oh yeah, he's ambitious, he's driven. He's definitely not stupid at all. He knows what's going on but doesn't say everything that's going on. He knows though what's going on. It's shown later on in the anime, this guy, he's practically almost omniscient, and he's not afraid to kind of say, hey, what's been with this? How about now? Kind of thing. Um, so Kisagi is kind of playing behind the scenes. He's in the background. He's doing a lot of behind the scenes work. He is basically he's kind of a puppet master in a way, but he's one of the only ones who can kind of rival Dawkins and probably even Mikey, to be honest. There's a possibility of that, because I mean later on down the line it happens. There's a ton of stuff that from switching back and forth from 12 years. There's a ton of stuff that goes on, um, and Kizuki is at the middle of all of it. Mikey appoints him the third division leader, captain. And everybody's like, "Well, who the fuck is this guy? We just got done whipping this gang's ass. Like, you serious? Like, this guy?" Everybody's confused as why this guy is a
He's
part of us
appointed.
now.
Yeah, appointed as one of the leaders of
And like Division 3.
yeah, Division 3.
And like he's not even like he's joined the gang, proved his loyalty, kind of like Baji did with Valhalla, and beat the hell out of another member. But one thing that got him kind of to that point of the top, for that matter, is bringing in his own guys. He brought in 50 extra guys, basically. So I
Oh
mean, his
yeah,
whole
his
division,
guys.
yeah. And I mean, they are Tokyo Manji gang now, but they aren't everybody else's, cool with. It's his crew. So I mean, he appoints his own, vice captain. He goes ahead and has all of his crew that he deals with, and simple as that. And that's what brings the numbers of Tokyo Manji gang from 100 to 150 for that fight, for that final fight in the first season. Because without that, they would have had 100, and that was it. So
Right.
literally 3-1. And
Yeah.
imagine how that fight would have happened, man.
Oh man, been
Crazy as
crazy.
hell.
And then
And
let's Takamichi too. During that meeting, he becomes a leader of his own division. Right? What division does he get?
if I'm not mistaken, Division 1.
Division 1. And
Because
Chifuyu is
basically,
appointed as his vice.
because Chief EU was going to get it at first, but he's like, nah, man. He's like, I don't want it, but I will follow one person. He's like, Baji
Takamichi.
is the one he was the one I'll follow. He's like, if Baji's not around, Takamichi, only one I'll follow. So if you don't appoint him, I can't be a part of it anymore. And he vies for him. So yeah, he goes straight up to the top, and everybody's like, Takamichi, all right,
You get,
yeah,
and then
sure,
that song comes on.
Oh man,
Oh man,
the
man,
little
goosebumps.
yes, the songs definitely that they've chosen for this are very, very on
It's like
point.
uplifting. It's like in the moment. It's like wow,
Yeah,
what a great sound effect to play right now, right
they've
there.
got they've got anxiety driven sounds. That's all, because like the fighting and all that, they
Yeah.
want you pumped, they want you up there with them, and then they've
Hmm.
got the kind of inspiring and all that good beats coming in that just hey, this is a big part, man. Remember this part, because this
Yeah.
is they've got usually those two parts. And I mean, it's very cool. It's very calm and collected and all that, but at the same time, like, this is still just that same anime that's got it's like we said last time, it's just hands and a guy that can time travel 12 years exactly, and that's it. Other than that, there's nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just revolving around gangs. I mean, it's practically like Grand Theft Auto in a way. Grand Theft Auto
Go
Tokyo
over there,
edition
Coco.
or something.
Go over there. Go over there, Coco.
Um,
Coco interrupting.
but yeah, so Kizugi, pretty much through the entire fight, this dude's just standing up on the junkyard pile, just chilling. He's got his vice captain. He's got a couple other guys of his that he says that were in jail
They're
with
trying
him.
to, and they're trying to kill Mikey. They're trying to kill
And
Mikey.
yep, basically they're
Trying to kill
protecting
Mikey.
him, and that's the only other part right there. They're
Low
wanting
key,
to
they're
get
trying to
off.
kill Mikey. They don't know that.
Yeah,
Nobody
I was about to
knows
say.
that.
Well, Baji suspects it, and he's pretty sure of it. Takamichi thinks it is too.
And if you
And
think about it,
Shifuyu.
Baji did like a double agent move.
Yeah, he was James Bonding every
He
bit of
went
that.
to that one, and then he went back to the other one. In reality, he was always Tomon.
Yeah, he's been Tomon for the entirety of it. He switched sides to go ahead and try and get better intel and try and get better kind of
On his
understanding.
own. All on
Exactly.
his own.
And he had to go ahead and prove how down he was, and it wasn't necessarily Chifuyu understood that it's not necessarily he was getting his ass beat because Baji hates him. He basically was taking it because this is kind of what another part of what I'm playing.
That's a strong brotherhood right there, man. That Tomon gang runs deep, thick.
Yeah. Yep.
For the most part, most of them, and like any other crew and gang, you're gonna have some of them that are like gonna stab you in the back.
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. That loyalty's girthy right there, man. It's girthy loyalty.
Shit,
Simple as that.
Tuna can.
Tuna can girth. Yes, sir.
Yeah. There you go.
To take one word from Johnny.
Yeah. Hey, but man, that time leap when he goes back in time was crazy.
That is rough.
That'll take us to pretty much towards the very end there when he's at what? How old is he? About 21, 22? Maybe older than that, like 20.
Well, I think he was 13 or
when
12?
He went back to the present time.
23
he was like,
or 24 or something like that.
Well, he became a little bit older too.
Yeah.
Because he had been in the past for like a while now, right?
Few months. Yeah, few months for that matter.
And when he goes back, he's in a suit.
Yes, he's in a suit. The Tokyo Manji gang or Tokomon is kind of a corporate gang in a way.
Yeah, there you go.
Tomon is kind of corporate.
They went from petty crimes to like white collar crimes.
Yeah, and I mean like they're kind of running Shibuya for that matter.
Yeah, the Shibuya district.
And I mean that's a huge district. Even in reality, that's a huge district right there.
That's the size of Oklahoma City almost.
Pretty much, yeah, and I mean that's huge. Literally with this, he's practically being catered to. I mean, dude goes Scarface level, like anything
he's got
he
a ton of
wants,
respect. Unknowingly, he doesn't know it. Not knowing,
and yeah.
This is Takamichi coming back to not knowing again what situation he's in. Naoto, Hinata's brother, which is supposed to be around, he's nowhere to be around right now. Can't find him.
Yeah,
so he has to continue what he's doing, and unknowingly he's on the way to meet
a big group meeting of all the bigwigs, basically some of the original members, and of the Tokyo Manji gang, some of the guys who started it, for that matter. It's crazy.
Kiseki.
Yep, Kiseki is there, because now he's one of the bigger members as well. I think the only one you don't see is Mikey. I think that's it.
Draken is
Draken's not okay. Yeah, he wasn't there.
Draken is dead.
Oh yeah,
Draken is dead.
That's right. This was one that he died.
Yeah, he still ends up dying.
And that's more than likely because of Kiseki, because you find out in a lot of these back to the present time, it's a lot of the.
That's what drives Mikey away.
Yep, and Kiseki.
Mikey's nowhere to be found right now.
Nope, not at all. Kiseki is kind of the head of the Tomon gang, for that matter. It's crazy how
interim, pretty much.
Basically, it's crazy how he rose to power, but at the same time, it is how it happened. Now, going with that, they have a big meeting and all that, and there's little squabbles and stuff like that, BS and all that, and then Kiseki comes in and is like, all right, time to get down to business, and meanwhile Takamichi is just like trying to figure out, okay, hey
That's
there,
Teta.
oh,
That's Teta Kiseki. So he's
you know,
got him in front of him, and he's trying to figure everything out that's going on. What has changed? What went wrong? Again, so he goes with the flow. He kind of like fake it till you make it. So he's there in a
mhm.
meeting, and if you remember, Teta Kiseki offers him a drink,
Yeah,
him
yep,
and Chifuyu, and after that
yes,
shot and the drink, it was laced. They
pretty
pass
much.
out.
Shifuyu's with him throughout this entire
Yeah,
time. He's like is still his right hand man,
yeah, yeah.
basically.
They both pass out and they wake up tied up to a chair side by side.
Yep. And this kind of gets down to the very dirty, gritty side of this whole entire uh, series, for that
Yeah,
matter,
yeah.
because Kisagi starts questioning, and so how long when did it start? And they're like, what? And he's like, when did it start? When y'all hated me? When did y'all begin hate? And he just questions and questions and questions, and they're like, well, no, and if I'm not mistaken, the first shot is into the Chifuyu's knee.
Chifuyu's leg
Yep,
shoots him.
just boom,
Bam. That's when you know the shit is real.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's
and
not like
Mikey
no
or
more hands.
Takamichi's like, okay, look, man, like, freaking out, and he's in his head just freaking out, and Shifuyu looks to him, and he's like, he doesn't know, he didn't have any part in this, and boom, shoots him right through the head. Shifuyu dies right
Well,
there.
we technically don't. Oh, he does.
No, Shifuyu does.
Oh
He
yeah, he
shoots
does.
Chifu
And he
in
dies.
the head, and he
Oh wow, yeah,
dies.
yeah.
Turns over and he dies,
He
and
dies.
then he turns on Takamichi and is talking to him over some different subjects, and he turns on Takamichi and he's like, okay, so basically kind of asks him like, why are you alive? Why do I want you alive? If you're gonna not even be loyal, don't need you. So this entire anime ends
On a
on a gun to the head, basically,
blackout screen.
and that's it. Cliffhanger.
Blackout
Bye
screen.
bye. You
Blackout.
know.
Like the
Oh,
ending of The Sopranos. Just
yep.
black screen. Like literally, you're
so
like, what's going on? What happened?
so
The ending to season 1 of Tokyo Revengers.
on that cliffhanger, they know you're coming back. You've
Oh
gone through too
man,
much with these guys.
2023
These
January is gonna be crazy.
Yes. One thing that we kind of skipped over, one person that we kind of skipped over for that matter, that's an integral part of this entire thing is Akun. Akun is the friend that Takamichi has in his kind of like middle school gang that has the red hair, the bright red hair. Why is he important? He's part of the biggest thing in this entire series. Hinata and Naruto's death. He is the one that is driving the vehicle that kills them
Mhm.
intentionally. Because you find out
When
through the sixth time or fifth time we jump back into the
he
future.
jumps back into his present time and Hinata's alive,
Yep.
normal. You think it's normal, and here comes Akun, and he
And
rams his car into her car while she's in it.
yep.
And at
And
the same time, he crosses paths. If you remember, Takamichi crosses paths with Hanma
yep.
coming out of the restroom.
Yep.
So that
And
was
not
a
only
hit.
that,
That was a
not
hit.
only that, yes, it was. But not only that, but you've got, Akun
And you don't know
doing the
why.
hit.
For why? They still haven't really logically explained why.
Well,
Why is
basically the explanation was because of Kisagi. Kisagi owns everything, so I have to do it, kind of thing. Uh, and she's just obviously going on this route. And Takamichi gets out of the vehicle for a minute, and he's kind of going over. He's doing something different over on the other side of the car, and he looks back, and all of a sudden, yeah, that box truck just plows into that little. I don't know what kind of car it is. It's a real subcompact, tiny little car, but just plows into it. And I mean, he's there with her in her final moments, and he's reaching out, trying to help her, trying to get her out of the car.
Yeah.
And he's like, and she's like, no, it's okay. I'm in too much pain. I'm not going to survive this. Like, go on. It's cool. She's trying to comfort him for that matter, because she knows like he has such a hard time without her. She knows that. And they just got reunited because about 11 or 12 years in between this time, they don't see or speak or hear from each other at all. They break up during that. Not long after he goes back, apparently he's an asshole to her and all that. And they stop dating and they don't hear from each other. But yeah, Akun, in one instance,
Integral, yeah.
Commits suicide in one of the instances when Takamichi comes back
One
to
of the first times,
present.
yeah.
Yep.
One of the first times.
And he's like, oh, cool. He's the owner of this club, and he's got some good stuff going on. And pretty much, the hit has just taken place on Hinata's life, and she's dead. And he talks to Takamichi on the tower, or the rooftop of the building he owns, and he basically he throws himself over the side of the building.
It's an anime series.
So with Tokyo Revengers, it's not a movie, it's an anime series. Basically, what we're doing for a bonus episode is we're reviewing this anime series. It's an awesome season 1. It's a brand new anime series from about this time last year in 2021. Definitely highly recommended if you've ever been into anime. Highly recommended.
Or even if you're not, because of you're not so into the unrealistic action sci-fi-ness to it. This was not one of them. Not at all.
It's more kind of a if you can get into anything animated wise, for that matter, this probably will be up your alley. It's a very, very good series. I can't get enough of this. I can't wait until early.
It's got as much action as a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Cartoon series.
It does, man. It does. It's very crazy, and I mean, you can tell that he's poured heart and soul into this creative writing process, as well as like just how he's made these characters, how he's made the story.
And it does show a side too, because I really think that's how society is,
Yeah.
Not, take away the time traveling aspect of this, but as far as most delinquent gangs,
Yeah.
it's pretty on point. It's pretty there, pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy on that, because I mean, they go from a small time crew that's just some idiot guys want to do fighting.
Kind of like, why stop here? Let's continue, let's grow, and that's exactly what they did.
Keep getting buddies and buddies and buddies, and kind of go from there, man.
And man, it ends with a banger. You don't know what's gonna happen, and now you gotta wait for season 2. My question for you is,
okay,
where does this rate?
Oh,
I
mean, so I'm not the deepest anime aficionado, but I definitely have ones that, like, obviously, I'm very into.
Like, if you look at it from the whole thing, like the fact that you like it, and it doesn't have as much action as Naruto or Dragon Ball Z. To me, that's what I'm gonna judge a big time on my score on.
To me, it's even story, for that matter. It's story. It's an awesome thing for story writing, for that matter. So you know this segment from the main bonus, or the main episodes, for that matter. Even some of the bonus episodes of the past. We're going to go ahead and come over with this today. We're going to give this series, not just an episode, but the series, a 1, horrible, wouldn't watch it ever again, don't care for it, to a 10. This is peak anime. This is just the creme de la creme, basically. So, I mean, even if it's a
creme
5,
de la creme, I love it.
Sucks. That doesn't mean it sucks. It just means it's all right. I might revisit it. Probably not, though, kind of deal. So, I mean, it's kind of those stages and anywhere in between for that matter. What would your rating be for this series, season 1 of Tokyo Revengers?
Me, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a 10, all
Yeah?
the way, all the way. A 10, a full 10. If I can give it a 20, I'll be honest, I'll give it a 20.
There you
I'll add
go.
another zero to that 10 and give it a 100. It's just, it's, I can sit here and watch it all over again a couple more times, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, it's that good.
Yeah.
It's that good of an anime. I recommend it. If you're into watching films, if you're into watching movies, TV shows, even some cartoons, some animation, and you're against anime, I mean, for whatever reason, it's not your thing. I'd give this one a
Understand.
shot. Give this one a
Yeah.
shot. I give this Tokyo Revengers 10. What about you,
Hell yeah.
Ed?
Man, coming out of the gate, there's a few that I'm truly loyally dedicated to. This is gonna turn into one of them. I'm gonna give it a 10 for the first season. Simple as that. I thought the first season was a blast. I thought it was awesome. I couldn't get enough of it. It was kind of
Oh
like
yeah.
those Saturday morning cartoons again.
Oh, that excitement, right?
Yep.
And it's crazy because
Yep.
it was like that every episode.
Man, and every night it would be 3 to 6 episodes somewhere in there, and three was just because I was tired, six was because like, dude, I've got to find out, and then all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock, and I'm just like, I got to get ready for work in the morning. I got to be up at 4:30, damn,
Yeah, yeah,
or something like that. But
yeah.
yeah, straight up
It's worth
10.
it.
The only thing I'm going to give a 9 is that cliffhanger. I'm ready for season 2.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I'm giving a 9, man.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
it.
you something. I'm gonna tell you something.
What's that?
I couldn't wait. I
Yeah,
couldn't wait.
you
You know what
too,
I
you
did?
too, you too. Yep.
You did it? Did you look up the manga?
A
Did you
little
read the
bit,
manga?
a
Did
little
you?
bit,
I
a
read the
little
next
bit.
chapter. I read. So
Yep,
you know, huh? Oh man,
yep, yep,
you,
yep.
you.
I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and hold off on that. So, we're gonna possibly do this again. I would love to, with Tokyo Revengers at least. Now, Monday. Monday, we have episode 210 coming up. We got the Black Phone. If you haven't seen this movie, go to see it, man. Promise you, will not be a disappointment. We're going to review this
Got Ethan
on
Hawke.
Monday. Exactly. Ethan Hawke. Like, what's the miss? As well as, if you still like anime, we are not done with this bonus series. All right. So the bonus series, we're going to do a few different kinds of anime. The next one is 1988's Akira. This basically is a Japanese animated cyberpunk action film directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, produced, or basically it's based on Otomo's 1982 manga Akira. So, if you've never seen it, I haven't seen it. I know that. Hate on me. That's all right. It's cool. But it is on Hulu for that matter. If you have not seen it and you have Hulu, check it out, man. We're going to go ahead and be reviewing this next week.
For
Right
those
here.
of you that want to watch Tokyo Revengers,
Yes.
HBO Max,
Yeah.
Funimation, Crunchyroll.
I was about to say, it's got to be on Crunchyroll, man.
Oh, it is.
Crunchyroll's the syndicate thing for all anime. All anime. So, all right, man. Anything to kind of cap this off? Anything to send Tokyo Avengers, Chifuyu style. That's a little messed up, but I mean,
That's a Kiseki.
man. Oh,
The glass, you know how he picks up the
oh,
frames?
yeah. Oh, that was rough. Shit, you got full pattern right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, man, what do you think? You think we did good on it? All right, hell yeah. So this
100%.
is basically this has
Never,
been
never.
the bonus episode Tokyo Avengers 2021 season 1 for that matter. This is the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. My name is Ed. That's Ernie right there.
Ernie
And I'll see
Rod Dog.
you on the silver screen.